Howdy everybody, welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I saw some advice on growing YouTube channels and it said to just kind of like post a video or post frequent videos that are just point and shoot from your phone. So that's kind of what I'm thinking the vibe is for this. I wanted to talk about the POTS community specifically, and explore with you guys some ideas, right, about why you might not be recovering from POTS and like the limited belief system that could be holding you back. Sorry, I'm driving and on my way to Target right now. I gotta plug this into my thing. All right, so it's interesting because I was on a POTS page recently and somebody had posted, why does the sun make us so sick? And it like got me kind of triggered and thinking about it. And I actually commented on this girl's post and I said something that is true inherently, right? And I said it doesn't make you sick. Actually, quite the opposite. The sun is required for life. And then I got into near infrared, far infrared light and how it's good for you. And I said the heat is what makes you sick from the sun. And each person that commented on that comment that I made was heated, got mad. And none of them refuted the argument about the sun being good for you. They all brought in their emotional state about how they overheat in the sun, which again is not a sun issue, it's a heat issue. If it were a heat issue, then it would happen in all climates across the board all the time. The fact is that near and far infrared light are essential, especially for people with POTS, for your well-being, for your physical and mental well-being. Near and far infrared lights are super good for mitochondrial function. There's a reason why red light therapy is a thing, and red light therapy is actually also highly recommended for people with POTS in some circumstances. It's because it's beneficial to your well-being. And so what that got me to think, and I even commented this, is that so many of the people in the POTS community are limited by their belief systems and the lack thereof of wanting to see what other people's perspectives. The thing is that we all have an individual experience, albeit your experience might be terrible, and you might have an individual experience where you feel like you have tried everything and nothing works and everyone's gaslighting you and all these negative connotations that people with POTS put onto others. That may not be true, right? I get it. I can empathize with your individual experience, but that doesn't mean that you give up. That doesn't mean that you quit trying. And it seems that that's what a lot of people in the POTS community have done, is they've tried what they consider to be everything, and usually it's conventional medicine. They don't really know the ins and outs of how do I test for mold? How do I test for SEERS? How do I test for MSAS? How do I test for histamine intolerance? What are all the tests that I can do to get to the root cause of what my issues are? So they've tried everything that they can think of, and a lot of them aren't really educated on naturopathic medicine and different, avenues to go through. So they've tried everything, so now they give up and they're mad at the world. And you're being mad at the world doesn't hurt anybody except for you. Your lack thereof of wanting to explore other options doesn't hurt anyone except for you. I can tell you with full certainty, I have worked with so many people with POTS by now that one of the main battles I have to get through with the majority of them is you need to open up your emotional state a little bit more. Your willingness to try things, your willingness to learn, your willingness to get uncomfortable. Another thing that this person had said was we're sick of being told that, just push through the symptoms. And by no means would I ever recommend just push through the symptoms at all times. Sometimes there is case use for that. Push through the symptoms. If you've never passed out before, it's likely that you're not going to pass out because you have this feeling that you don't know what feeling like you're going to pass out is. So go a little bit further through that symptom and play with it. See what it feels like. See what is actually happening, right? That way you can get a good gauge. So anyway, the limiting belief system is the biggest problem. And the lack thereof wanting to listen to other people who have come out on the other side just because you're upset that you haven't yet is limiting you from actually seeing recovery. And this is where I truly believe that some POTS people don't actually want, or some chronically ill people rather, don't actually want to get better. They just want to have sympathy and have people, oh, woe is you, I'm so sorry to hear what you're going through. They just want the attention from it. And that's a really bad place to be in, because for me personally, I was sick enough that the pain of being sick was so great that I wanted to get better, that I needed to get better. And so I did the things that were necessary. I did the hours of countless research. I figured out, I tracked everything that I could under the sun. What was actually making me symptomatic versus what did I feel was making me symptomatic? What could I handle for physical activity? How does the body make adaptations to certain stimulus? All these different things. What are the testings that I can give them? I was willing to listen to people rather than, woe is me, you're gaslighting me because I've had this experience, so you're telling me the wrong thing and I can't believe you can't empathize with me. No, you have to be willing to learn, willing to listen, willing to try. That's how you're gonna get over your chronic illness. Not by this, victimhood mentality. You are a victim to the circumstance, but that doesn't mean you can't be the hero of your own story. So, anyways, guys, I just kind of wanted to post that, talk about it. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be posting some POTS content here and there. Big focus on just health and wellness in general. I hope you liked it. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.